Hi everyone, welcome to the part 2 of the Intermediate Python series videos. There's the second video of the Intermediate Python series video. If you've not watched the Beginners Python series video, do well to watch it before you start the Intermediate Python series. Super important. So today we're going to continue and dive deeper into arguments, and I'm going to make it simpler just as I did in the first video. So let's get into it. So in the previous video, I did say we're going to move deeper into arguments, right? And keyword arguments. So args and kwargs. So what are arguments? So with the args, what we are really interested is the star in front of it, right? So with the star argument, it means give me an extra positional argument. So the focus is actually on the star. That is what matters, not necessarily the args. So what do I mean by that? So imagine we are defining a function called total. So define function total star argument and return the sum of the argument. What does it mean? It means the star then means, oh, we are not just going to take one argument, but we are allowing for extra positional argument. So if I want to find the sum of several values, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, a lot of values, the star is kind of accommodating the number of different values I want to find the sum of. So I'm going to demonstrate a very simple example here where it says define star argument, print argument is, and tell me the type of argument. So print total 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? And what we want to return is the sum of the argument. So the star is what is important there, right? It's telling us that you can take a lot of positional arguments. So you can see here that the class is a tuple because we are taking a lot of values. If you've not yet watched the Beginner Python series, do watch it. I explain tuples in a deeper dive. But basically the tuple here is just the bracket with the 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So what we want to do is to return the total, which is the sum of the argument. So as I mentioned, the star here allows us to be able to put in a lot of positional arguments. So here the sum is 10. So when do we use star arguments, right? We use it when your function naturally accepts many values, like a function like sum, min, max, those kind of functions. You need to put in a lot of values so that Python will be able to know, okay, this is the sum of this, or what is the minimum from these values, or what is the maximum from these values. So actually using the star is very important. When do we need to use the star argument? We need to use it when you want to forward arguments to another function. We'll look at that deeper. And also we use it when you are building a flexible interface. We'll be having a key project after this section. I'm trying to incorporate a lot of projects as we learn so that it helps us to be able to code along and have a solid grasp of everything we are learning. So actually, don't overuse it. If a function requires a specific set of arguments, name them. So if you are defining a function that requires maybe a specific argument, maybe it requires just 2 arguments, like the examples we looked at in the previous video before this. It requires maybe just name and surname or something very specific. There's no need to use a star argument because that one you're trying to say, hey, I'm allowing for multiple. But if you're allowing for just 2 or 3 or a specific number, please don't use it. So don't overuse it. Now we are going to the star keyword argument. So actually the star is the most important thing here again. And what it's saying is you want to gather extra keywords into a dictionary, right? So the first one we are gathering into a tuple, right? We are looking at accepting positional arguments as a tuple. But for this one, we are trying to look at it as a dictionary. For the first one, you could also take it up as a list, not just a tuple, but for this specifically a dictionary. So I'm going to look at an example. We are trying to define build your profile, which takes star. So it takes like extra keyword arguments, right? So I want to build a profile and I'm just saying it's going to take extra keyword argument. So build profile. So this profile is taking the name and the role. So it's taking my name, Richel, and it's giving me a role developer. So the key idea, the keyword argument is just a name, but this double star is what matters. The double star is just saying that, okay, give me extra keyword argument. So in this build profile, I could actually put, or maybe name, or maybe age. So name, Richel, role developer, age. I could put an age there, right? I could put nationality there. I could put a lot of extra keyword arguments there, right? So we are going to try this simple code example together, which says define build profile star star keyword argument. So as I said, making room for extra keyword argument. So what is going to print is print the keyword argument is going to tell you what a keyword argument is and the type of keyword argument, right? So this one, I provided 3 different keyword arguments: the name, the role, and active, right? And it's going to actually tell me. So this is actually talking about building a profile. So am I an active influencer or active internet user, whatever. So I'm going to run this code. So we see here that it's saying the keyword argument is name, which is Richel, the role, which is developer, and active, which is true. And it's telling us that class is a dictionary, because what the star star does is it's taking a lot of keyword arguments and storing them as a dictionary. So we are going to look at the practical use. So what we are going to use is we are going to define a function called connect, right? So we are going to say the function is going to take host, port, star star options. It means it's going to take host, port, and it's making room for additional keyword arguments, right? And I'm saying, oh, so other options we can have is timeout. And if the user doesn't give me any value for timeout, then you can give it a default value of 5. If a user doesn't give me any value for retrieves, you can give it a value of 3, or retries, sorry. You can give it a value of 3. If a user doesn't give any value for the use SSL, right? Give it like a unique host name, right? We're going to look at that soon. So what I'm saying is that, okay, use SSL. So the use SSL, if the user gives you the use SSL true, you're going to use it. If it doesn't, false, you're not going to use it. So these are different options that I'm defining that the user can kind of look at when it's trying to use the function connect. So scheme. So I'm saying that, okay, if it's HTTPS, if the user gives you an SSL, or use HTTP. That's why I was like, I'll define it later. So I wanted to kind of explain the scheme, which is connected to the use SSL. So I'm going to try a simple example here. So I'm saying that, okay, example, connect. I'm going to run this code again. So we see here, it says connecting, sorry about that, connecting to this, timeout is 5, retries is 3. Why? Because the user did not define a timeout and retries, right? So it's going to give a default timeout to be 5 and retries to be 3. And the star star options allows the user to be able to put in a lot of different keyword arguments, because we have so many keyword arguments, you cannot define all of them in the function. So the star star makes room for that to be able to accommodate several different keyword arguments that the user may want to use. So the second example, you see it says the use SSL to be true. So if use SSL is true, it's going to use HTTPS. But if it's the user doesn't specify it, it's going to be default false. So it's going to be HTTP, right? And if the user specifies the timeout, it's going to give you the user's timeout, which is 10, right? And if the user doesn't specify the retries, it's going to give it 3. So the values that are attached to it, 5, 3, false, are the default values if a user doesn't specify these options. Is that really clear? Thank you. So what you should know is that the kwargs letter function accepts unlimited optional setting, and Python collects them into a dictionary so that we can read them if they exist, or use default values if they don't, right? That is exactly what I explained. Now, the last part of this video is actually unpacking how to unpack using the star and star star, right? So actually, when you use just star, it means you are unpacking a list or a tuple. But if you use double star, it means you're unpacking a dictionary. What do I mean by that? So I'm going to use this example to explain what I'm saying. So we are defining a function rectangle area, which takes 2 parameters, width, and height. And it returns the product of these parameters. So assuming I define a variable dimension, so length, which is 4, 5, and I'm trying to use the function rectangle area, right? And I've defined a tuple, and I'm trying to read in a tuple into the function, but the function just takes in arguments width and height. So to unpack the tuple, I put a star in front of the dimension so that Python reads width as 4 and height as 5, right? And when I have a dictionary and I want to unpack a dictionary, I'm supposed to use 2 stars. So we have parameters width 7, height 3. Print rectangle area star star params. So Python is going to read width equals 7, height equals 3, because the function is just taking those as arguments and not as a dictionary. So using the star star helps to unpack it. So simply, this is like a visual way to see it. So if you use star dimension, Python is going to read it 4, 5. It's going to take those values, width and height, right? And if you use star star params, it's going to do the same thing for the dictionary, just extract those values from the dictionary. So that is basically what unpacking is. So there's one star opens a list or tuple and spreads the value out as arguments for the function. And the double star opens a dictionary and spreads the key and values as named arguments. I hope this is really, really clear. So before we move on, I want us to try just what we did. So you can pause the video, try it on your own and see if you get the same answer as I do, right? So the Python code is already there, but I want you to predict what you think is going to happen. We are defining a function greet foo first and last and return first and last. And we defined a list to take Ada and Lovelace, and now we use the 1 star. We use 1 star to unpack list and tuple, and double star to unpack dictionaries. So we see here that grateful star name part is just going to unpack the Ada and the Lovelace so that Python can read Ada as the first name and Lovelace as the last name. If you guessed that right, good job. Proud of you. So now I'm going to run this and we're going to see if we had it right. Yep, we had it right. Good job to us, of course. So thank you so much for following and understanding argument and keyword argument. In the next video, we are going to look at keyword only arguments which are used or which helps to be used as safer APIs. I'll go into a little bit into what APIs are so that you understand in the next video. Thank you guys for watching till the end. I'm so proud of you for watching everything, understanding what positional arguments are and keyword arguments are. I'll really advise you to go through, make sure you understand, take notes so that you can go through and refresh it. Attach is a GitHub link to this specific notes you can go through, and there's a Medium article explaining everything in this video in a deeper dive. Please go to it, read it, like it, add your comments. You can reach out to me on LinkedIn. My LinkedIn link is in the comments as well. Reach out, you can send a DM, let me know what you don't understand, and please comment. I want to know what you guys think about the video. And please subscribe, share the link. That is always funny when I say it, but please share the link. Please subscribe. It encourages me to keep making these videos. So please subscribe and let's grow the channel. Let's build each other and let's keep making good videos. Thank you so much for watching. The support, the love means so much. Enjoy your evening, enjoy your weekend, whatever time of the day you're in, enjoy, and see you in the next video.